In the picturesque town of San Luis Obispo, California, sunlight dances over rolling hills and charming streets, creating an atmosphere of tranquility. Yet, beneath this serene facade lies a chilling mystery that has haunted the community for over 3 decades. On May 25, 1996, 19-year-old Kristin Smart disappeared, leaving behind a whirlwind of confusion, heartache, and unanswered questions. The last confirmed sighting of Kristin occurred on that fateful night as she attended a party at a fellow student's apartment. As the evening unfolded, she was last seen walking back to her dormitory, blissfully unaware that this would be the final moment anyone would witness her alive. From this point forward, the timeline of Kristin's disappearance spiraled into a complex web of half-truths, speculation, and haunting uncertainty. In the days that followed her disappearance, the search for Kristin intensified, propelled by the desperate hopes of her friends and family. Posters depicting her face were plastered across town, each an unspoken plea for help, a testament to the love and determination of those who cherished her. Law enforcement mobilized extensive search operations, enlisting volunteers to comb through parks, fields, and the adjacent coastline, all in pursuit of any clue that might lead to Kristin. Despite their fervent efforts, not a single trace of her was found. The small community was engulfed in a chilling silence, as the passage of time amplified the fear that something truly sinister had transpired. As the investigation unfolded, police attention turned to the last known person seen with Kristin, Paul Flores, a fellow student who quickly became a focal point of suspicion. Although the evidence against him remained circumstantial at best, his troubling history cast a long shadow. Paul had faced allegations of sexual assault prior to Kristin's disappearance, raising unsettling questions about his character and potential involvement. Yet, the nature of their interaction that night remained shrouded in ambiguity, leaving investigators grappling with the unknown. The months that followed Kristin's disappearance were marked by frustration and uncertainty. In 1997, a year after she vanished, search dogs led investigators to a specific area near the campus, a site that would echo through the years. Although the search yielded no definitive clues about Kristin's whereabouts, it marked a pivotal moment in the investigation, reigniting the focus on Paul Flores and his potential connection to her disappearance. Witness testimonies began to emerge, creating a tangled narrative. Some individuals claimed to have seen Kristin and Paul together at the party, while others reported strange behavior from him shortly before she went missing. This chaos of conflicting statements only added to the cloud of uncertainty that enveloped the case. By 1999, a new lead surfaced when a local man reported having seen someone matching Paul's description acting suspiciously on the night Kristin vanished. Yet, despite the mounting pressure and the apparent connections, no arrests were made, and the case began to fade into the shadows, a haunting reminder of unresolved tragedy. The years rolled on, and in 2000, an unsettling turn of events occurred when a retired police officer came forward with a chilling rumor. He claimed to have heard whispers that Kristin's remains lay buried in a specific location in the nearby foothills. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community, sparking another wave of searches and rampant speculation. However, despite the renewed hope, the searches yielded nothing, and once again, the possibility of resolution slipped away, leaving investigators to chase shadows in a seemingly endless cycle. As time marched on, the haunting absence of closure weighed heavily on Kristin's family. Each passing day served as a painful reminder of their loss, as they were left to confront the reality of her disappearance amidst a backdrop of ongoing speculation and unanswered questions. In 2007, a significant development occurred when Paul Flores was arrested on unrelated charges. During the investigation, authorities discovered that he had made several alterations to his account of that night, each inconsistency chipping away at his alibi. With every revelation, the tension grew thicker, yet the evidence remained circumstantial, preventing law enforcement from taking decisive action. The narrative of Kristin's case shifted once again in 2016, when a new podcast dedicated to cold cases reignited interest in her story. The series not only rekindled public debate but also prompted a renewed push for answers within the community. As details resurfaced, They revealed the complex layers of grief and guilt that had settled over San Luis Obispo, with the relentless search for closure hanging like a dark cloud. As the years slipped by, the implications of Kristin's disappearance continued to loom large. The chilling question echoed through the streets: what truly happened to Kristin Smart? Numerous leads had been uncovered, yet each seemed to lead to a dead end, leaving behind only sorrow and a growing sense of despair. In 2020, a significant breakthrough arrived when the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office announced plans to excavate the property of Paul Flores' father, a location steeped in rumors and previous searches. This announcement ignited a flicker of hope, as the community dared to believe that the case could finally be cracked wide open. What lay beneath the soil could hold the key to understanding the enduring mystery that had plagued so many. However, despite extensive excavation efforts, the results were inconclusive. Each scoop of dirt revealed nothing but disappointment, yet the investigation continued to churn, driven by the relentless pursuit of truth. The evidence amassed over the decades, though largely circumstantial, presented a haunting narrative. From witness accounts that seemed to weave in and out of reality to the chilling whispers surrounding Paul Flores' behavior, the story painted a picture of a young woman who had vanished without a trace. As we analyze the evidence, we must confront the unresolved implications that linger in the air. The timeline, filled with moments of hope and despair, remains tantalizingly incomplete. Kristin Smart's case transcends the narrative of a single girl's disappearance. It reflects a community grappling with the unknown, a community burdened by the shadows of the past. It serves as a poignant reminder of life's fragility and the darkness that can lurk even in the brightest of places. The haunting questions persist: who truly knows what happened that night? As the investigation continues to navigate through the echoes of history, the chilling reality remains: the truth may be buried, but it has not been forgotten. The search for Kristin Smart is far from over, and the shadows of doubt will continue to haunt those who dare to seek answers, as they traverse the dark corridors of a mystery still waiting to be unraveled. In the years following Kristin's disappearance, the investigation saw a series of developments that would both reignite public interest and deepen the mystery surrounding her case. One pivotal moment came in 1996, just a year after Kristin went missing, when a woman reported a chilling encounter with Paul Flores. This woman claimed that while at a party, she overheard Flores boast about knowing what happened to Kristin. This report, though not formally substantiated, added to the growing list of allegations against him and would later factor heavily into the case against him. Fast forward to 2000, when the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at the home of Paul Flores. During this search, investigators seized various items, including several pieces of clothing and personal belongings. However, no definitive evidence linking Flores to Kristin's disappearance was discovered at that time. The lack of concrete findings frustrated investigators, but they remained undeterred. The timeline continued to expand, with each year marking anniversaries of Kristin's last known sightings, stirring the community and amplifying the calls for justice. By 2007, the case took another turn. Law enforcement received a tip from a former classmate of Flores, who claimed that during a conversation years prior, he had mentioned burying Kristin's body in a nearby field. This claim led to another round of searches in different locations. Yet again, the results yielded nothing conclusive. The community, however, began to react strongly to these developments, pushing for renewed focus on the investigation. It was clear that the memory of Kristin Smart was far from fading. Rather, it was becoming a rallying cry for justice. In 2011, a key piece of evidence emerged from a witness who had been previously overlooked. This individual claimed to have seen Kristin and Flores together on the night she disappeared, near the campus of California Polytechnic State University. Their testimony provided a critical window into the timeline of that fateful evening, suggesting that Kristin was last seen leaving a party with Flores. This account, combined with the earlier accusations, created a more cohesive picture of the events leading up to her disappearance. As the years rolled on, the case remained in the public eye, occasionally reignited by new tips and theories. In 2016, the Smart family took the unprecedented step of announcing a reward for information leading to the recovery of Kristin's remains or the arrest of her abductor. The reward was set at $75,000 and served as a poignant reminder of their enduring hope. This public plea for help resonated deeply within the community, sparking a renewed sense of urgency among local law enforcement and citizens alike. Then, in 2019, another significant development occurred when the California State University system announced that they would be implementing measures aimed at improving campus safety and support for students who might find themselves in vulnerable situations. This initiative was seen as a direct response to Kristin's case, emphasizing the need for heightened awareness and proactive measures to prevent future tragedies. Just as the investigation seemed to be gaining momentum, a shocking revelation emerged in early 2020. Authorities announced that they had identified new DNA evidence linked to the case, collected from the clothing of a person of interest who had been in contact with Flores at the time of Kristin's disappearance. This breakthrough was met with a mixture of skepticism and hope. While it was a significant advancement, the process of testing and analyzing the DNA would take time. Meanwhile, the community remained vigilant, with social media campaigns and local vigils honoring Kristin's memory and rallying for justice. In 2021, the long-awaited moment came when Paul Flores was finally arrested. Charged with the murder of Kristin Smart, the news sent shockwaves through the community. His arrest was predicated on the accumulation of evidence that had been gathered over the decades, including witness testimonies, DNA samples, and inconsistencies in his own statements. The case that had once seemed cold was now reignited with newfound vigor, as the prosecution prepared to present their case against him. The timeline of events leading to Flores' arrest painted a stark picture of a suspect whose behavior had raised numerous red flags over the years. From his initial interactions with law enforcement to the various accounts of his actions on the night Kristin disappeared, the narrative was both compelling and troubling. As the trial approached, the community buzzed with anticipation, eager to see justice served after so many years of uncertainty. In the courtroom, the prosecution would be tasked with piecing together the fragments of evidence to create a comprehensive narrative of that night. They planned to bring forth not only the testimonies of those who had seen Kristin and Flores together but also to present the long-standing pattern of suspicious behavior surrounding Flores. The defense, on the other hand, would likely attempt to discredit the circumstantial nature of the evidence, arguing that the lack of direct evidence should warrant a presumption of innocence. As the trial commenced, spectators filled the courtroom, and media outlets clamored for updates. The story of Kristin Smart was no longer just a tale of disappearance. It had transformed into a complex legal battle, one that would bring to light not only the facts of the case but also the socio-cultural dynamics at play within the community. With each passing day, the narrative continued to unfold, and the hope for closure grew stronger among those who had long awaited justice for Kristin Smart. As the trial of Paul Flores unfolds, the haunting questions surrounding Kristin Smart's disappearance linger in the air, a chilling reminder of the complexities woven into this dark tapestry of tragedy. The evidence, once scattered and elusive, now stands as a testament to the relentless pursuit of truth. Each witness, each piece of testimony, adds a layer to the narrative that has captivated a community for decades. Yet, beneath the surface lies the unsettling reality of a case overshadowed by doubt and despair. The courtroom becomes a battleground, where memories clash with defenses, and the search for justice hangs in the balance. With every revelation, the specter of Kristin's unresolved fate looms larger, igniting a flame of hope that perhaps, finally, clarity will prevail. As we witness this pivotal moment in a story that has haunted many, we are reminded of the power of perseverance and the importance of never letting the past remain buried. For those who have followed this case, the fight for justice is far more than a legal endeavor. It is a quest for peace and recognition of a life abruptly cut short. If you found this exploration of the Kristin Smart case compelling, consider engaging with our content, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice can help keep the conversation alive.